afternoon to you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. We're here in Detroit at the Forbes Under 30 for all the entrepreneurs here, and just came out of meetings with all of the heads of marketing for all of the teams here in Detroit, and I think everyone is very, very bullish about the content and the assets that we own in professional sports leagues.
Well, let's explore that a little more, if we may, Ted. I mean, ratings for some high-profile sporting events in the last 5 years have been up and down as opposed to just on the up. Do you think that means that the value of live sports rights has peaked?
No, I think just the opposite. Live sports is still the greatest way to convene a large audience, both on a national and local basis. In Washington, D.C., the Nationals been in the World Series and obviously sold out every game, 45,000 people, and another 45,000 people outside. But their ratings, I think, for the last three nights were in the 15 and 20 range. And if you go down the list of the top 100 rated shows, it's still sports programming and live events. The big challenge for us, and why I think the Apples and the Netflixes will be very, very interested, is how do you get a new consumer who perhaps won't ever get onto the cable plant, who won't subscribe to cable, and they're looking for this new direct-to-consumer OTT, and we know how to place a value. We know what it costs to get into a game. We know what you spend on merchandise and the like, and so sharing that data and working with partners. So my belief is that Amazon Prime, a Netflix one day will become large buyers of our content. Amazon for Prime, I think, is going to be the biggest next generation cable company. They're already doing movies, but live events that can bring people together, and then you're able to sell advertising around it, not just a subscription. That's the route that NBC and Comcast is going more towards. How can they extend their audience to people outside of the plant and make it advertiser friendly?
And is that because Amazon and Netflix as well also have these built-in audience bases? You've got Disney and Apple that are beginning their new streaming services here coming up in coming days. Is that something that is way down the line when you're considering sports streaming on a platform like the newer two?
Well, you're talking about redefining a bundle, and I think that that's a really, really smart thing. No longer will the bundle be just take telephony, take data access, take unlimited video. I think you're going to see real world things, and that's what Amazon did. They took delivery as the killer app, and now they've been bundling in lots of other things, and streaming media is very, very important. But to be able to bring live sporting events and access to tickets using all of their infrastructure and touch points, I think the same with Apple. And we're starting to see our businesses and buildings themselves really become big streaming media platforms. We in Washington, D.C., we've just spent about $40 million this summer in making big screens. We installed 25,000 square feet of new pixels. We will be doing streaming. We'll be doing real-time gaming. I think that gaming and the gamification of sports and betting will really drive the value of our sports programming and help engagement. You'll be watching the game to the very end. We just did a big deal with William Hill, as you know, here in Washington, D.C. I also think esports, NBA 2K, the NHL is about to come out with its esports as well.